Welcome you all to this new video. Today in this video we are going to learn about 3D scaling. Now the concepts related to scaling have been already taught to you in the videos related to 2D scaling. The same concepts applies over here. Now let me explain you certain terms for the convenience of easy understanding. So scaling is nothing but the process in which an object undergoes change in size. If the size of the object has been changed, either it is enlarged or the object undergoes a change in size by shrinking. In both these situations, object undergoes a change in size. Clear? So even if the size of the object is enlarged or the size of the object is reduced, in both these cases, since the object has a change in its size, the change in size is called scaling. If a 2D object has been scaled, then it is called a 2D scaling. If a 3D object undergoes scaling, then it is 3D scaling. So typically scaling is nothing but change in size of an object. Now let us see how this change takes place. So let us consider this figure. Here a three-dimensional space has been given, where we are having three dimensions: x representing the horizontal axis, z representing the depth axis, y representing the vertical axis. So already we are having three different axes, and here I am having a particular object. This object is a three-dimensional object. Clear? So a 3D object is already there in the three-dimensional space. Now if this object undergoes a change in its size, that means either it is reduced by its original size like this, that means in this way I can make a reduction in the size of the object, or I can make the object enlarged like this. So in either of these two cases, if I am enlarging it or if I am reducing the size, in both these situations the object has undergone a scaling transformation. So scaling is nothing but change in size of an object. Clear? Now there were certain other terms you might be remembering about uniform scaling and differential scaling. Now what is this uniform scaling and differential scaling? Let me explain it once again. It is nothing but if the object undergoes a change in size in all three dimensions equally. That means the object which was initially there in its position has undergone a change in size in all three dimensions. That means its length, breadth and height are equally increased or equally decreased. Then it is called a uniform scaling. What is it? A particular object undergoes uniform scaling when the change in size, that means either the object is increased in size or the object is reduced in its size. In either of these two cases, the change in size occurs equally in all three dimensions. That means height, width and breadth of the object undergoes change in size equally. Then it is called uniform scaling. If the object undergoes an unequal change in size, that means maybe the object has increased only in its height, or maybe only the length of the object is increased, or maybe just the breadth of the object is increased. If any one of these dimensions undergoes change in shape, then it is typically or clear-cut case of unequal scaling, or which is known as differential scaling. So I repeat, if change in shape occurs equally in all three dimensions, it is called a uniform scaling. Otherwise it is called a differential scaling. Clear? Okay. Now let us consider 2 points. The first point is a P. Let this be the point P. And this point P belongs to the original object, that is object before transformation, before scaling. After the object is scaled, either it reduces in its size or it enlarges in its size. In either of these two cases, this point transforms, and now after scaling the point P will be labeled as P dash. I repeat, P is a point which belongs to the object before scaling, and P dash is the same point after scaling in that object. So these two are same points, but the difference is that P is a point in the object before scaling and P dash is the same point in that object after scaling. How do we represent P and P dash? P can be represented as x, y, z because every point in the three-dimensional object will be having three coordinates in it. So definitely P will be represented as x, y, z. Similarly, P dash will be represented as x dash, y dash and z dash. Clear? So this is simple. Every point on the three-dimensional space will be represented using three coordinates x, y and z. Okay, that is also clear to you. Now what? Now I am going to write the transformation equations. That means how transformation is going to occur. So typically the transformation equation can be written in these ways. That is, x dash is equal to x into sx, y dash is equal to y into sy, and z dash is equal to z into sz. Now what are these x, y and z? X, y and z are nothing but the x, y, z coordinates of the point P. So this clearly indicates that for every point on the three-dimensional space, each point will undergo scaling transformation in all three dimensions. That means scaling will occur in x dimension, scaling will occur in y dimension and scaling will occur in z dimension. So some value is being multiplied to x parameter. That is, here sx is multiplied to x. Similarly, sy is multiplied to y and sz is multiplied to z. This sx, sy and sz are called scaling parameters or scaling vectors. What are they? Scaling parameters or scaling vectors. So when these scaling parameters are multiplied to x, y and z respectively, we get the equivalent x dash, y dash and z dash. So every time whenever a point undergoes a scaling transformation, that point should be multiplied to a scaling parameter. So now remember, I have already told you that uniform scaling is something where object undergoes equal change in all three dimensions. Then what should be taken into utmost care while doing a uniform transformation or a uniform scaling? I have already told you, while performing a uniform scaling, height, width and breadth should be equally increased in size or equally decreased in size. That means whatever is multiplied to x should be same value that is multiplied to y and should be same which is multiplied to z. That means in a uniform scaling, sx, sy and sz must be equal. If sx equal to 1, sy should be equal to 1 and sz should also be equal to 1. That means whatever value is assigned to sx, sy and sz, they should be equal in its value. Okay, if all these three scaling parameters are equal, that is sx equal to sy equal to sz, that means equal scaling parameters are multiplied to x, y and z. Then definitely equal increase in height, width and breadth will occur. And what will happen if sx, sy and sz all three are different in their values? If the scaling parameters are all different in their values, then it typically indicates that different values are multiplied to x, y and z, giving different values for x dash, y dash and z dash, which is a clear-cut case of differential scaling. So if it is a differential scaling, then sx, sy and sz should be different in their values But if you wish to perform a uniform scaling, then all these scale parameters should be having a equal value in it. Clear? Only if they are having equal values in them, then all three dimensions will have an equal increase in size or decrease in size. If they are all different in their values, then unequal increases or unequal decreases in size will occur in three dimensions. So this is how uniform and differential scaling can be implemented in applications. Clear? Hope you are clear with the concepts. Differential scaling demands that the scaling parameters should be equal in their values, and differential scaling demands that all these three values should be different in their value content. Only then differential scaling can be applied. Okay. Now let us proceed to the general equation. So what is the general equation? General equation is P dash is equal to S into P. What is this P dash? P dash is the new point. What is S into P? S into P means the initial point is scaled to get P dash. That means every point can be scaled to get its new value. So typically P is scaled to obtain P dash. Let us now write the corresponding matrices of this equation. Okay. So I am going to write the matrix. The matrix for P can be written as X, Y, Z and 1. Remember the concept of homogeneous coordinates, where an n coordinate system can be represented using n plus 1 coordinates. So it is a three-dimensional space. We are only having 3 coordinates in it, and with just 3 coordinates I am going to represent it in 4 coordinate system. Here n is 3, and so with just 3 coordinates, 3 plus 1, 4 coordinates are used to represent the three-dimensional space. So typically this is a homogeneous coordinate representation where n coordinate system is represented using n plus 1 coordinates. And remember the concept, even if you are representing n coordinate system with n plus 1 coordinates, there is no change in value. Okay, utmost care should be taken while writing the matrix for scaling. Now let us write the matrix for P dash. What is the matrix for P dash? If P equal to X, Y, Z and 1, P dash will be definitely equal to X dash, Y dash, Z dash and 1. Okay. Now these two are column matrices. What about S? S is the scaling matrix, and this is a square matrix. That means a matrix where the number of rows and columns are equal. Okay, so let us now write the scaling matrix. Remember, to get the value of X dash, the first row of matrix S should be multiplied to the column matrix P. I repeat, the first row of matrix S should be multiplied to the column matrix P to get the value of X dash. Similarly, the second row of matrix S should be multiplied to the column matrix P to get the value of Y dash. And the third row of matrix S, when multiplied with the column matrix, gives the value of Z dash. And finally, the fourth row of matrix S, when multiplied with the column matrix, gives you the value 1. So in this way, each row of matrix S need to be multiplied to the column matrix to get the corresponding value in the matrix P dash. So what should be the values in S? So that the value written above, that means the equations written above, does not change. So the first equation which I need is X dash equal to X into Sx. This is the first equation that I want. That means to get the value of X dash, X should be multiplied to Sx. So this is the space for first row. X should be multiplied to Sx. So the first value is Sx. Since in this equation there are no values related to y and z, the remaining values can be written as 0. So the remaining values in the first row are 0, 0 and 0. So that x is multiplied to sx, 0 is multiplied to y, 0 is multiplied to z and 0 is multiplied to 1. So the equation becomes x into sx plus y into 0 plus y into z into 0 plus z into 0 into 1. Typically the final equation is x dash is equal to x into sx. So in this way the equation is obtained. Now the next equation which I need is y dash is equal to y into sy. How can this equation be obtained? What is this y into sy? That means this equation does not have any value related to x and z. So the position x and the position for z will have values 0 in it. The position for x and z will have 0 values in it. What about y? Y should be multiplied to sy. So the second value will be sy. Last value is again 0. Let us now multiply the second row with the column matrix. 0 into x plus sy into y plus 0 into z plus 0 into 1. What is it? Y dash is equal to y into sy. So we got the second equation also. Now what is the third equation? Third equation is z dash equal to z into sz. That means in this equation there are no values regarding x and y, so the first position and the second position will be having 0 values in it, and z is multiplied to sz, so here I am having sz and the last value in the row will also be 0. So let us multiply the third row with the column matrix. 0 into x is 0 plus 0 into y which is 0 plus sz into z plus 0 into 1. So when the third row is multiplied to the column matrix, we will get the equation z into sz is equal to z dash. Okay, so we have written the third row also. Now going back to the last row, we will get the equation we require is 1 equal to 1, which means there are no values regarding x, y and z. So x, y and z positions will be having 0 in it, and the last position I am storing a 1, so that when the last row is multiplied to the column matrix, we will get the value 1. Let us multiply 0 into x plus 0 into y plus 0 into z plus 1 into 1. What is it? Equation is 1 equal to 1. So in this way the matrix of scaling matrix is written such that the transformation equations for scaling has been achieved without any change, even though the 3-dimensional space is written. 3-dimensional space is only having 3 coordinates in it, and even though there are only 3 coordinates, I have written explicitly it in 4 coordinate system without changing in its value. Okay, so this is what is meant by 3D scaling. Scaling is nothing but change in size of an object. Whenever the object undergoes change in size, either increase in size or decrease in size, it is called a 3D scaling. Whenever an object undergoes a scaling transformation, all points in that object equally undergoes changes. Okay, so that means whatever points are there in the object, all the points will undergo scaling transformation. Only then the entire object will be scaled. Okay, so if only some points of the object are scaled and some points are not changed, then it is called a fixed point scaling. I repeat, when only some points in the object undergoes a scaling transformation, whereas some points are not undergoing any scaling transformation, then it is called a fixed point scaling. And about uniform and differential scaling, when the scaling transformations are done in such a way that the scaling parameters are all equal, such that the change in size occurs equally in all 3 dimensions, then it is called a uniform scaling. And when the change in size is performed unequally in all three directions, then it is differential scaling. In that situation, the scaling factors will all be different. Different values will be multiplied to x, y, and z. Okay. Now one more thing, the point that you have to remember while performing 3D scaling is that if the scaling parameters sx, sy, and sz, all these values are greater than 1, all these scaling parameters are greater than 1, then definitely the size of the object will increase. And if all these scaling parameters are having values less than 1, then definitely the size of the object will be reduced. If all the scaling parameters are having values equal to 1, that means sx is equal to 1, sy is equal to 1, and sz is also equal to 1, then the object will not undergo any change in its shape or size. Object will remain in its current size only. It will neither increase in its size nor it will decrease in its size. And if all these three values are equal, it contributes to uniform scaling. If all these values are different, it contributes to differential scaling. So this is all about 3D scaling. Hope you all understood what I have taught you in this video. Keep watching the upcoming videos and support me. Thank you.